Back to the Future is a stone-cold classic, but here's the thing, I've got a little theory about this film, an alternate take, if you will, which totally works. It's a fun lens to watch the films through, and according to my very brief internet search, is a hereto unthought of interpretation. So what is it? Well, to properly explain, I should first present some evidence. Number one, have you ever noticed that nothing of consequence happens in this film that Marty isn't told about in the opening act?
You're a slacker. You remind me of your father when he went here. He was a slacker, too.
You're a slacker. Do you want to be a slacker for the rest of your life?
30 years ago, lightning struck that clock tower, and the clock hasn't run since.
That was so stupid. Grandpa hit him with the car. You felt sorry for him, so you decided to go with him to the fish under the sea dance. No, it was the enchantment under the sea dance. Your father kissed me for the very first time on that dance floor.
You may say that's good foreshadowing, but what if there's another reason for it? Number two, Doc is not a good inventor. Yes, that's right, I've said it. We're supposed to believe that the man who invented a robotic dog food dispenser that doesn't know when the bowl is full can also build a time machine. Sure. Number three, the car park that Marty drives across would have to be a half a mile long.
Here comes the science.
So at the end of this scene, Marty drives in a straight line for 30 seconds. He ultimately gets to 88 miles an hour. He comes around the corner before that pretty fast. So let's say he starts at 32 miles an hour to make the maths easy, giving him an average speed, assuming constant acceleration, of course, of 60 miles per hour. 60 miles per hour is a mile per minute or half a mile in this 30 seconds, which is 2,640 feet. He's driving diagonally across the car park, so using Pythagoras, we can work out the length and width of this car park to be 1,867 feet. The average length of a space is 20 feet, so this car park would need to be 93 car lengths long. 93. Have you ever seen 93 cars end to end? No, you haven't, and if you say you have, you're lying. Number four. Do you ever notice how Jennifer looks a little different between the end of one film and the beginning of the next? Surely this could be because the actor had to stop acting in order to look after her poorly mum, but I don't think so. And how comes in this scene, she and Doc don't interact at all, but in this one they do? And number five, most importantly, where's my hoverboard? This was supposed to happen in 2015. I don't see myself commuting to work by hoverboard, do you? No, I just have to take the bus like everyone else. Stupid bus. Smelling. Yeah. See, all these little things add up. They build up to one discernible, undeniable truth. And before we get to that truth, if you'd like to like and subscribe to this video, maybe comment down below what you think about this theory, and if you have any theories of your own, that'd be lovely. Anyway, back to the truth. The truth is, at this point here, Doc is dead. Marty snaps, he can't handle it, and the rest of the film franchise is him struggling to come to terms with the tragedy. His mind begins to unravel. He goes back to a time when Doc was alive in 1955. He's not fading away because of the timeline changes. This is Marty trying to keep hold of his literal self and remember who he is. At the end of the first film, he almost comes to terms with it. Imagine this scene not as a friend bidding another farewell as they go on an adventure, but rather as the final stage of the grieving process, acceptance.
Take care.
You too.
And then he almost keeps it together. He goes sees his family and his girlfriend, but then something snaps. He has to bring Doc back. He's not ready to move on. Look at Jennifer in this scene. See this face? This is the face of someone whose boyfriend has made her sit on his lap on the passenger side of an otherwise empty car whilst he talks to somebody that's not there. Of course she breaks up with him, which is why in the next scene she has a different face. It's the filmmakers telling us that she's a different person, now an imaginary person. Incidentally, this is another example of Marty not being able to let go and move on. And this is why at the end of the third film she does interact with Doc, because they're both imaginary people in Marty's head. And by the end of the trilogy we get something resembling a recognition that Doc is actually no more.
Doc's never coming back.
With even the voices in Marty's head telling him to move on.
Your future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one.
And hopefully he goes on to live a normal life, get a job, start a family, and ride on a mother flippin' hoverboard. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel for more content, and we're going to be doing prize giveaways when the channel reaches 100, 500 and 1000 subscribers.